Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. It is Sat Chat time and it is 2 days before Christmas. At the time this is posting, I'm filming this at noon, 12:11. Actually, to be exact, in the afternoon on Friday. I always film my Sat Chats on Friday. And I'm feeling pretty good. I've got my day just opened up. I was supposed to do a podcast. I was supposed to record a podcast at 2 o'clock, but the person that was interviewing me is also affected by this crazy storm that we had, and she has not gotten power back yet, so I'll be doing that next Friday. And that's great because I actually, I have a bunch of different projects to work on, and I can just kind of plow ahead on those after I film my Sat Chat, so that's good. It's been kind of weird and busy this week. As you probably, well, if you've been online, if you've been on social media, I did post on my my YouTube community tab and also on my Facebook business page and on the Lindsay's Frugalites page that I didn't have power. I lost power, and when we lose power here, our internet also goes out. And so I was using my phone and my data, and I posted that I would be delayed in responding to teachable comments and emails until the power came back on, because while I could access it through my phone, it's very difficult to really do much like on my platform, on my teachable platform in the school, and I don't want to mess things up or have things not post that I think are posting. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait until the power's back on and I can do it on my computer and see what I'm up to. But luckily we got everything back on Tuesday evening, so we're only out like a day and a half. Some places have not gotten power back yet. My sister, who's hosting Christmas Day, has not gotten power back to her house. My parents live really close to my sister, and they have a business on Lakeview Drive, which is, well, I grew up in this little tiny town in Maine, and they got power back at work a couple days after the storm, but they still haven't gotten power back to their house yet. But they both have generators. But still, if you're trying to cook a holiday feast on a generator, that's a lot for a generator to handle, like the ovens and microwaves and things like that. Any sort of electrical heating stuff, it's tough. And then if you're trying to clean and you want to do laundry, I mean, the dryers are a huge drain on generators and whatnot. So I said, well, if you guys want to come up here, you can, but I don't think they'll take me up. And nobody wants to go to the vegetarian's house for the holidays, although we're hosting Christmas Eve, but my husband does most of the cooking, so nobody's worried. Not that I'm a bad cook, but I think that you know, if you're not vegan or vegetarian, at least you probably would not appreciate the nuance of my cooking and the substitutions and the lengths that I go to veganize some meals. But that suits me fine because I don't really particularly love cooking. So what's new? Oh, I've got a class coming up for free, a live class at Michael's on January 19th, and it just posted on the website, so you can sign up. And what we're gonna paint is this right here. I decided to use my little magnetic board for something, but I'll take it off the board so I can show you. Boop. We're going to do this perfume bottle with Derwent Inktense pencils, and I haven't worked with Inktense for a while, and it's like, why? These are awesome. Why haven't I used these that frequently? And I had gotten the 100 tin set, and I was just kind of randomly taking colors, and then I realized a couple of the colors I used here are actually from the 100 tin set, so they've got some really nice useful colors they've added in, when it seems like, what could they add? There's so many colors, they're so perfect. But no, they found some really good ones to put in there. The flamingo pink is so gorgeous, and I used that. And this is actually a painting of a perfume that I bought a couple of weeks ago. I love wearing perfume, and I went years without wearing perfume because it seemed like whenever, you know, you'd go anywhere, like I'd go to the kids' school to pick them up or whatever, everything was like a scent-free campus. And so I just got out of the habit of wearing perfumes because I know a lot of people are allergic to fragrances and stuff. But it's like, I work from home now, and I had gone in to get my first COVID shot back, probably, what was that, 2020, when they became available. And the place I ended up going, because remember back early on, you would have to go wherever they sent you. You'd just sign up that you wanted to get the vaccine, and they'd just assign you wherever. And so my shot was at Walmart in Bangor, and I'd never been into the Walmart in Bangor. And when you walk in to go to find like the pharmacy or the place they were doing the shots, I can't remember, they weren't doing it in the pharmacy. I can't remember. They were like, I still have only been there, like, I could count on one hand the amount of times I've been to the back of Walmart. But I had to go there for my vaccine, and you kind of had to go through the perfume area. And they had a vegan, it was like kind of vanilla coconutty smelling perfume. And it was only $8. And I'm like, you know what, I like wearing perfume, I miss wearing perfume, that'll be a little pick-me-up and during this pandemic times, and I bought a bottle of that, and I wear it almost every day, and it's kind of just getting towards the end now. And then I was in Marshall's, because I thought that a couple weeks ago, it was 2 weeks ago, I picked up that Christmas tree from my friend Cindy, and we went over to Marshall's, because she lives near there, and I was like, oh, these perfume bottles are so pretty, I love perfume bottles. And I was like, oh, this one smells really good. And so I'm like, well, Merry Christmas to me. Because like, you can't buy perfume for somebody else unless it's like your partner, because either, you know, you're very particular on how you smell, right? You want to, if you're going to be wearing this all day, you want it to smell the way you want to smell, or if you're buying it for your partner because you want your partner to smell how you want to smell, right? So other than that, it's like you're not going to buy perfume for other people or ask for perfume for a gift unless somebody really knows you well. So I bought myself that. I treated myself, and it was only $12, and I think it's called like English laundry or linen or something. I don't remember, but that's what the bottle looks like right there, and it smells divine. It's very kind of like, you know, that vanilla coconut warm baked cookies smell. That's what I like. Just the fresh, warm. It's like I like a fresh, clean, warm bakery type smell. So that's what I went for. I don't like floral smells. I like some fruity smells, but I don't like a heavy fragrance. It doesn't match my personality, and I can't, like, even like lotions and stuff like that, if they're really heavy and floral, I don't like them. I like a much more light, like, but baked good, sweet smell. I like that. Or like, I like fruity. I love the smell of like peaches and almonds and cherries and things like that. Anyway, so yeah, I thought this is gorgeous. It's sparkly. I'm like, what a great subject. And Monday we didn't have power, but we do have a generator, and we have to run it because our basement will flood, and we had gotten so much rain and wind. And so I did film my critique club, my second critique club of the month, because I'm like, well, I'm going to try it. If it turns out that I can hear the generator on the footage, then I can scrap it. I could just time lapse it. But I was just hoping that that would work, because I had a lot of requests to paint one of the sunrise pictures that I took and posted on Instagram a couple weeks ago. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to try it, and if I can't use the audio, then I can't use the audio, but at least I'm doing something, and, you know, because I had a lot of things to do. And then after that, I'm like, well, I'm just going to work on this, the Derwent thing, and I'll film it while I'm at it, because that way I can put a time lapse on YouTube. That's going to come up next week, and then people that are getting ready for the class, they can watch that to see how it goes together. So with the Michael's classes, since they revamped their website, it is people in the United States and Canada can sign up and take these free classes, and then for the rest of the world, you can catch a replay a couple days later. So so yeah, if you can't sign up because you're not in the US or Canada, then you can catch the replay on the Michael's YouTube channel. And what I'll do is I'll put it on my blog, and I'll post to it on the community tab here, just so that you can find it. And then, because it can be kind of hard to find the classes on the Michael's channel, because they post stuff every day, because they do so many of these classes. They do several classes a day, and they're all going up to their YouTube channel a couple days after the fact. So I'll do a blog post, and I will also put the pattern on my blog when the replay is available. So if you weren't able to download it because you're outside of the United States or Canada, you can do that. I'm not sure if maybe you can download the pattern. You'll have to let me know. If you are outside of the United States and Canada, could you click the link in the video description to go to that class? You won't be able to sign up, but can you see if you can download the pattern? That would be really helpful to know. Just let me know in the comments below. I do appreciate that. But I do have a pattern, and when you download the pattern, it's a PDF, so it will be true to size. This is a 6x6 piece of watercolor paper. And then I also scanned my pattern, which is actually right there. I scanned the pattern and the finished artwork together, so when you print out the pattern, you'll have both. You could print it in grayscale if you want to save ink. That'll just give you a value key, which is important because you can do any color you want. So what I was saying about, I used some colors from the 100 tin. If you have a smaller set, it's going to work fine. You can even, I mean, there are pinks and fuchsias and stuff like that in the smaller sets you can use. Or you can do totally different colors. In fact, I sketched it out a couple more times, and I'm trying it in like kind of golden colors and teal colors just to see how it looks. I'm actually using it with watercolors just to see how it does with watercolor as well. So it's totally use what you have. If you've got watercolor pencils that aren't the Inktense, they will work too. Just regular watercolor pencils tend to lift up a little bit more, so you'll have to be careful layering to make sure you don't lift up the previous colors, but that's about it. And you could always go over it with regular colored pencils, you know, if you wanted to as well. So just, yeah, this is everybody come, everybody enjoy. If you have the Inktense products, they're going to work fantastic. If you've got a smaller set than I'm using, that's totally fine. Because like you're not using that many colors. I've got all the colors I'm using right here and a couple white gel pens, so it's not like you need a lot. And if you already have a set, use what you have. If you don't have a set of Inktense and you've been thinking about it, this might be a good idea to kind of learn more about the medium, and then you might want to go in and buy the big set, or you might decide you just want to buy some colors open stock and make your own set. That's totally fine too. I think a lot of times people forget that that's an option because there's so many budget sets out there which only come in sets, but with like your legacy brands, you can buy your pencils open stock or one at a time and make exactly what you want, so you don't end up with pencils that never get used. And everybody likes different colors, so that makes sense. Yeah, so there you go. I did go to the cookie party. Oh, I got to give you the update on the cookie party. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have saw my fantastic upcycled outfit that I made. I took these, actually, I wore these. I took these off the Christmas tree because I just loved this like corally pink disco ball type color, and I felt like it would go well enough with red because the other little Christmas ornament earrings I have that I made with mini ornaments from AC Moore back in the day, they're all like, they're like teal pink. I think I just have teal, pink, and like light blue because I don't know what happened to the other ones, but that's all I have right now. And where could they have gone? I don't know. Maybe I gave them away. I don't know. But that's all I had. So I wore a black turtleneck, a plaid black and white pleated skirt, tights, combat boots, and knee-high Christmas socks. And I had my hair up in pigtails, and I had plastic candy canes stuck in my hair that I also took off the Christmas tree. And it worked great. It was a cute little outfit. And oh, a little capelet that I knitted many years ago following a Lion Brand a capelet pattern. I think it was with Lion Brand Bucille yarn in the popsicle colorway. So it was like kind of bright. It was red, and it had a bunch of other, you know, flecks of color in it. And then I did the collar. I did the trim on the top and bottom of the capelet with Fancy Fur, which is like a eyelash yarn that has pom-poms in it. So it was super fun. It was a great opportunity to wear that, and I had a great time. My cookies tasted good. Lila crapped out on me halfway through because she had plans and she started baking late. So she had the dough made and she was having a real struggle rolling it out and cutting the stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'll take over. And I ended up just like rolling out a big like sheet of the butterscotch shortbread dough, and then like cutting like strips, and then like cutting the other way and making just sheets of triangles, which were Christmas trees, and I baked them. And then like I had some vegan chocolate, so I melted that down, the Trader Joe's like vegan chocolate. And but I was so afraid of burning the chocolate because I didn't have a bunch extra. I'm like, I gotta make this work. And so I'm like trying to like drizzle it with a spoon, but it's really thick, but I didn't dare to add anything to it because I didn't know if that would set. So they were some pretty, I'm calling them Jackson Pollock Christmas trees because they were rough, friends, but they tasted good. I didn't win any prizes. I wasn't expecting to. Definitely they were not the prettiest in the bunch. You're probably were the ugliest in the bunch, but they tasted good, and it was fun. We all had a great time. And oh, it was so funny because I met this woman who, she was like, is anybody doing sourdough? And I'm like, I am. She's like, do you have any starter? I'm like, yes. And she's like, oh, can we trade information so I can come over and get some at some point? And I'm like, why don't you just follow me home and I'll give you some of my starter. It's going, it's all developed, it's ready to roll. And then she texted me yesterday. I was out Christmas shopping and I got a text from her with photos of her sourdough bread. I was like, yay, way to go, Jan. And so that was totally awesome. And there was another woman that was like really interested in sourdough and joined all these sourdough groups, but she has yet to try making a loaf. And I think sometimes because we have so much information now that it can really make us hesitant to actually try things because we see all the things that can go wrong, and we get so overwhelmed with all the tips and the information rather than just like jumping in and trying it and seeing what happens, you know? I was just going to give you a little, you know, the old adage, but I don't think I think the adage would get me demonetized here on YouTube, but, you know, you fool around and find out, right? And that's how I figured out how to make bread and how to do all sorts of different breads. I never use a recipe because, you know, you just kind of get into the groove and you feel what needs to happen next, and it's just very organic. And it's like art, you know, bread is like art in that respect. So that was really fun. That was fun to see. I also gave some of my starter to my friend Kathy last week. I don't know if she's made any sourdough yet. She probably will. She's excels at all things cooking, so I have no doubt that she will make some fantastic bread. What else is new? What else is new? I should look at my list. If you wanted to purchase a class for somebody, a last minute Christmas gift, there's now the gifting option at my Teachable School. There's a little box after you click like enroll in class and you get to the checkout page. There's a little box on the bottom left hand side which says like gift a class or give a class as a gift or something like that. You check that box and then another block will open up where you put the recipient's email address and you can type a message to them and then they will get that delivered to them. Sometimes though, there's a known issue, and I've talked to Teachable Tech Support about this. If you are enrolled in a class, you're trying to give somebody else, sometimes this doesn't work, and to work around it, like you're trying to do this last minute and, you know, I'm not on my email because it's Christmas or whatever, then you can just, if you can make an account with a new email address to buy it, then that will work as well. But if you're running into that issue and you just want to email me and be like, hey Lindsay, can you help me out with this? And then I can PayPal invoice you and then send you like a blurb that you can send on to your recipients so they can enroll. So that works too. It's just, if you're getting to be Christmas Eve, I'm probably not going to be online, or Christmas Day, so I just wanted to give you that workaround in case you're trying to do that at the absolute last minute. And let's see, what else? Oh, and if you do buy a class as a gift, use the coupon code ANYCLASS, and that will take 40% off of it. So yeah, you can give a gift and save some cash too, because I know it's tough. It's tough this time of year with a lot of people to buy for and inflation and everything. Yeah, make it as easy as possible. So yesterday I went to my last, okay, so I don't know, I assume probably 95% of the people watching Sat Chat are women. And I am very fortunate that my husband does a lot of the Christmas prep. He is Mr. Christmas. He loves Christmas. He does most of the shopping. He comes up with the ideas. He's wonderful. I am not a great gift giver. I don't know. I buy things that I think that are going to be so great. And I just get confused and baffled looks, and people open their presents. They're like, what? Don't you get it? You know, and they're like, what is this? You know, especially in the form of gadgets, because I see a gadget and I'm like, oh, yes, I need to know how to measure something and level it and tighten a screw at any time. I need that gadget, you know? And so I was like, what is this? Why did you buy me this? So like, don't you have that? You know, I am the person in the infomercial that's, does this happen to you? I'm like, yes, it happens to me all the time. I am like who they market all of that stuff to, because I have all those problems. I have all those issues where it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm the mark, friends. I'm the mark for all those infomercials. So yeah, I find things that I think are fantastic, and people are like, what were you smoking when you bought me this, Lindsay? So yeah, I'm not a great gift giver, and so I start to panic. I'll use people's lists and I'll buy things from the list, so I know that's like a safe choice. I do a lot of gift cards. But you know, you want to surprise people on Christmas morning, right? You want people to open up a gift and you want to see them get something that they never expected, which I do excel on the, well, I never expected that, Lindsay moment. I do excel at that, but I also don't want to give clutter and give things that, I feel like I have something on my lip like a cat hair, I don't know. But, oh, I lost my train of thought. I do excel at the unexpected, but I don't want to give useless crap that is just going to be clutter and donated or, you know, whatever. I'd rather give somebody money than buy them something that they're not going to use. So, but I don't have great ideas. I do not have great gift ideas other than the gadgets that, you know, perplex people. So I'm like, okay, I got to go out. I've got to go to town. I've got to look around. I've got to be inspired. Plus I needed to get my dad a couple things because he doesn't want anything, doesn't want anyone spending their money on it, but it's like, I don't know. I just can't. I can't have somebody left out. You know what I mean? So safe bet is usually like warm shirts. And you know, my dad has MS and he can't, like, mom has to help him get dressed and stuff. He's mostly paralyzed, except for, like, he does have some use, like he can shift himself around in his chair and stuff, and he can control his chair and he can feed himself. But it's definitely, he needs help. And so, like, I need to find specific types of shirts that can be like pullovers that don't have a lot of buttons, that, and I have to buy them on the large side. He's not a very large man. He's very small. So, like, I have to find a specific size, but I have to look at it, make sure it looks like it's going to fit. And I did successfully find a couple shirts, and they are the softest material I have ever felt. They are just like this, I don't know if it's a velour or what. It is so soft. And so I got this blue crew neck pullover, and it's kind of fleecy, but I don't know if I'd call it fleece. It doesn't feel like, it kind of is like velour. I don't know. It's very soft. And then I found like one that's got just like a quarter zip on it, but like, it's like, can't be a hoodie, can't be this. And this one actually has a pocket, and he always loved to have a pocket so he could put like a little notepad and a pen in. I don't think he can write anymore legibly, just because, you know, I mean, he's 77, so and he's had MS since his 40s, so it's been a long time, and he's had a bout of cancer and whatnot, so, you know, that really takes its toll on you. So anyway, it's tough to buy for, but I want to have something for him to open, and so I found a couple shirts. He doesn't watch the internet, so, you know, I'm not like giving anything away. And I wanted to find a couple of other things for mom, because I did make the scrapbook calendar. Again, she doesn't watch the internet, so we're safe. We're safe talking about this. Then I want to get a couple other things to open up. But again, it's hard. It's hard with buying things for your parents, because, you know, if they want it, they have it, you know, and yeah, they're, you know, they need something, they're going to go get it. But still, you want those things to open up. You want something to open up on Christmas morning. And man, it was driving me nuts. Last night I came back downstairs, so I shopped. I don't know how long I was out. I'm in a time warp. I hate shopping, as you know. It's like that's like ninth circle of hell is shopping with children. That would be the worst of it. But even just shopping by myself, I do not like shopping. I don't mind going like to an art supply store, don't get me wrong, that's alright. Even if we had a Trader Joe's up here, I think I would be there every week, because that's just a joy. If anybody from Trader Joe's is watching, could you come to Bangor, Maine, please? That would just be fantastic. You would be busy all the time. It would be great. But other than that, I just find shopping to be just awful drudgery. You know, you take so much time. You gotta drive into town, then you gotta, you know, drive back. You gotta put everything away. So when I go shopping, I'm like so exhausted by the time I'm done that the day is toast. So when I got home, and it was very successful. I got everything I needed to get. I got some ideas, and I just kind of like, if I think it's a good idea for a present, I'm just buying it at this stage of the game, because it's really close to the holidays. And so I got home and I wrapped everything, and I was just kind of like, I find it like, I'm just brain dead by that time, because I've used up all my decisions. Like, decision fatigue is a real thing. You only get so many decisions a day, and I'd used up all my decisions. So I, you know, wrapped all the presents, because that doesn't require any thinking, and I checked my email. And so then last night, I'm like, I got to get this. I had such a mess in here, because I'm working on a couple big freelance projects, and I'm waiting for supplies to come in for freelance project number 1. Freelance Project 2 stuff just came in, so I was actually going to work on that yesterday. I thought I would have a lot more time when I got back from shopping. In fact, I thought about going out at night instead of during the day, but I'm like, no way. This is a couple days before Christmas. If I go during the day, I have a way better chance of it not being crowded, because people are at work, and I can switch my schedule around to accommodate what I need to do. But it definitely took all my energy and brain power away from doing anything creative for the rest of the day. So I came downstairs last night to do some work and just kind of got everything organized and set up for my next bit of filmmaking for project number 2, which actually is just photography and samples. It's a booklet that I need to write. So it's not that, it's going to be great. I'm actually going to do that this afternoon, because my podcast interview got canceled, so I have the rest of the day to work on that. And that'll be great, because like everybody needs everything yesterday this time of year. I think there must be some manufacturing deadlines or something, but yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, but I feel like, because this has been the year of yes, so it's like, if it's an interesting job for a company that I love working with, then yeah, I'm going to say yes, because that's my criteria for the year of yes, to say yes to everything interesting and exciting that you want to do that comes your way, you know? And even if it's a little bit scary, even if you don't have quite enough time to get it done, just say yes anyway and make it happen. And so I feel like I've had my most productive year ever, which is great. And one thing I've noticed about being so busy is that I usually have these little bouts of gloom. I don't want to say depression because I've never been like diagnosed with everything, and I know there are people that have like actual depression, they can't get out of bed and like take a shower and stuff. It's that bad. I've never had anything like that, but just the feeling of despair that lasts for, you know, sometimes months. You know, I've had that and it's so awful, but I think my antidote to that is staying busy. And if I can't find the internal motivation to create something, because, you know, sometimes if you don't have anything you have to get done, you just kind of sit around and scroll on your phone. At least I do. I don't know. So to have the external motivation that you have to get this done by this certain date is really helpful to me. I'm very motivated by those incentives and those deadlines. And then I notice, like, if my time is short and I've taken on these projects and I don't have very much free time, when I do get a little snack of free time, then I make good use of it, because it's rare and it's valuable. And I think when we have all these like days stretching out in front of us where we don't have anything planned, then that time becomes less valuable, right? So when I get busy and I take all this stuff on, it makes my little scraps of time more valuable. Like when the kids were little, when I put them down for a nap, I would get so much done because those scraps of free time were so valuable to a new mom. I would just like, I would just dive into a box of pastels and start creating as much as I could until I heard somebody cry, you know, because they woke up. So yeah, I think everybody's different. Some people need, I think, a lot more downtime, but I think I thrive on having the deadlines. So that's something that was really interesting to learn this year. And as we reflect on the past year, which we'll do a little bit more in next week's Satcha, as we reflect on the past year and go forward and plan out what we want to do for next year to, you know, grow as humans and improve and become better members of society, we can look back on the wins and the losses and realize there's no mistakes. I mean, even if something didn't work out the way that we intended, we can learn from that mistake and be better for it, right? Because I always tell the kids, education's expensive. You know, whenever they do something that is like, oh, this is so stupid, you know, I can't believe I did that. You know, it's like, hey, education's expensive. You learned a lesson, you know, put it behind you, move on. I wish I learned that younger in my life instead of ruminating and just berating myself for any little small transgression that I made. Being kinder to myself, being gentler to myself, especially going forward next year, is going to be something I'm going to strive for. And I hope you do too, because you're worth it. You deserve to be happy and to feel good and to, you know, follow your dreams and your goals. And, you know, we only get one life, guys, so make the most of it. And hey, I guess that's all I have for this week. All of everything I mentioned in the video description. I hope you have a wonderful Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, have a good one. A Festivus for the rest of us, right? I think that's what we should do, just like Seinfeld. But anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crafting and Merry Christmas. Bye.